Good afternoon, guys. I'm leaving my car here and I'm headed towards the Corniche. I got some cash on me and I'm gonna take a taxi and go towards the breakwater. If you're asking why, I mean, first of all, how dare you? No, I'm kidding. So if you're asking why, it's because I'm conducting my first walking tour trial. I want to test out whether you can have a walking tour in Abu Dhabi. Can you walk for a good 2 hours while getting some information? So I got my pad here and I'm gonna read out to you some things, but I'm not gonna bore you. Trust me on that. So you guys, I have some good and bad news. Good news is that I made it to the starting point of the tour. However, as you may hear, there will be some noise because there is, unfortunately, the day I chose to trial the tour, there is an air show. There are some airplanes and yeah, it's a bit noisy. So you guys, let's see, it's 4 p.m. and that's when I'll start the tour. So stop number one, right here, I'll bring you first to start the tour. And here, I'm gonna explain more about the UAE, the history, a little bit about the culture, and greet the people that are here with the common greetings. Obviously, it's a time to also get to know the tourists and where they come from, etc. So I can tailor the program towards what they like. Now, I obviously won't be talking to you like a madman, but I'm gonna recite what the tour will offer as a personal time measure, let's say. See you on the next stop. So you guys, I was right there. And I crossed the signal and I'm heading towards this part of the street. Now here, I'm gonna see the palaces as well as the Etihad Towers, Adnoc building, etc. So here, for the tourists, I'm gonna explain more about the two palaces, give them some facts about the palaces, and then I'm gonna explain the Etihad Towers. And finally, I'm gonna explain about Adnoc and the history of oil and Abu Dhabi later. So guys, welcome to the second part of this tour. Now we reach here around an hour after the tour starts. So right now it's around 5 p.m. We spent an hour already and I showed you the monuments around the Corniche as well as the breakwater, etc. Now what separates the two parts is a taxi ride. We made it here. Obviously you can see the beautiful towers right behind me, the tallest tower in Abu Dhabi, in fact, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Tower. However, although that's interesting, I have an even more interesting place to share with you right there. It is Qasr al-Husn. But I guess I have introduced you to it before, so you will know a little bit if you watch the previous videos. Anyway, Qasr al-Husn it has the oldest fort in the UAE and in Abu Dhabi specifically. But anyway, today they are actually setting up for Qasr al-Husn festival that happens every year. So briefly, what the festival has is a lot of traditional music, a lot of traditional crafts, etc. that they share with the public for free. So if you are ever in Abu Dhabi, come check it out. So guys, despite how amazing this ceremony that is ongoing, I have to leave in order to finish up the tour that I've started. I guess it is safe to say that I chose the worst day to conduct this tour. Well, maybe not the worst. Anyway, the second part of the second part is that we go and walk all the way towards Corniche. So let me take you there. So right before reaching the Corniche, I do have to make a stop at something called the Union Square. Now, this is the Union Square in the middle of a very important highway in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi called Sheikh Saeed Highway. I want you to know two things about this park. First, Emirati elements. These are traditional tools, like this one, for example. We drink coffee out of that. Number two are the parallels of what the street and the tallest building in Abu Dhabi hold in terms of naming. More on that if you come to the tour. That is a secret for now, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Alright guys, so we have reached the last bit of the tour. I am walking right beneath a fountain now that spans, let's say, I apologize to report, but the camera battery died. So I'm gonna record the rest of it on my phone, right beneath this fountain. I am currently walking towards the Corniche, and from this part you can see the different parks, as well as, you know, the highway. You can hear it's a bit noisy, but finally we'll reach the Corniche, and you'll see a different aspect of the city that is quite fascinating, especially near sunset. So guys, this tour comes to a close now. I have reached the final destination, showed you guys a bit of the Corniche, etc. And that's it. I hope you can join me on the next tour coming up, and it will be my pleasure to show you Abu Dhabi from a different perspective. Alright guys, with this beautiful sunset, I'll leave you to it, and I'll see you on the next one.